Shabbat Shalom. I'll invite everyone to take their seats. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm going to invite everyone to take their seats. Welcome to B'nai Jeshurun, those who haven't been here before. I'm Rabbi Felicia, Hazzan Priven, and I think you know who's at the middle of Bima, Talia, on this very special Shabbat of her Bat Mitzvah. Just a couple of things to orient folks. We're still in Shabbat. In fact, we've hopefully had a lot of hours to breathe into a day of rest and restoration and renewal. It's our practice here to try to create some distance with the regular world, so we don't use electronics. We use the microphones, but we do not use cell phones. And so I would ask that if you have one, to please make sure it's off and away. The other thing to know is we'll be using this Siddur, a prayer book, and any of these books should remain on the seats or on your laps open and not on the floor. And otherwise, if it's not your tradition or you're less familiar with the Hebrew, there's translation and transliteration, and there's always la. So everyone is welcome to join. Talia is providing a display.
I want to be helpful.
You're very helpful. You can also take your mask off. Okay, so we'll begin the tefillah on page 214, with Ashrei.
Ashrei, Ashrei, Yoshrei, Yoshrei, Beitecha, Oh Yehalelu Hasela, Oh Yehalelu Hasela.
בכל יום אברכך ולשמך לעולם ועד.
גדול אדוני מעולם ועוד וגדולתו אין חקר.
דור לדור ישבח מעשיך גבולותיך יגידו.
הדר כבוד הודך ונפלא נפלותיך עשיך.
וזוז נוריותיך יאמרו גדולתך אספרנה.
זכר רב טובך יביאו וצדקתך ירננו.
חנון ורחום אדוני רחב אפיים וגדול חסד.
טוב אדוני לכל רחמיו וכל מעשיו.
יודוך אדוני כל מעשיך וחסידיך יברכוך.
כבוד מלכותך יאמרו גבורתך ידברו.
להודיע לבני האדם גבורותיו וכבוד הדר מלכותו.
מלכותך מלכות כל העולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור.
סומך אדוני לכל הנופלים וזוקף לכל הכפופים.
אין יכול לך יספרו ואתה נותן להם את אוכלם בעיתו.
פותח את ידיך ומשביע לכל רצון.
צדיק אדוני וכל רחב וחסין בכל מעשיו.
קרוב אדוני לכל קוראיו, לכל אשר יקראו באמת.
רצון רב יעשה ואת שבתם ישמע ויושיעם.
שומר אדוני את כל אוהביו ואת כל הרשעים ישמיע.
תהילת אדוני ידבר פי ויברכו עשה שם קודשו לעולם ועד.
ואנחנו נברך יד מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה.
Please rise, we turn to the bottom half of page 217. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה ועמד בחירותי ויבליח מלכותי וחייכון ויום אחד ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בזמן קריב ואמרו
אמן. יהא שם רבה מברך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו
Amen. We turn to page 218, invite Talia to lead us in Seder Torah, the Torah service, and invite the Dionian family, Lynn, Tom, Jessica, and Lucas to come open the ark.
And the immediate family to join Talia as well. ואני תפילתי לך אדוני את רצון אלוהים ברוב חסדך ענני באמת אישך.
ויהי בנשוא אהרון ויאמר משה קומה אדוני ויפוצו אויביך וינוסו משנאיך מפניך
והשתחוו לעלם רגליו קדושו. רוממו על רע אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו, כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו. May be seated.
So now we're going to be reading a section of the Torah, the 5 books of Moses. The Torah is read 4 times during the course of a regular week, on Monday and Thursday, at Shabbat morning, this morning, and then Shabbat afternoon. The difference is all 3 up until Shabbat afternoon are one story, one section of the Torah. Shabbat afternoon is anticipatory of the new story. So Talia will be reading the opening section of Baha'alotcha for the coming week, and that's what we read at Mincha, and she'll be telling us a little bit more about the story soon. It's the 3rd parasha, the 3rd section of the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. Bye. There we are. ותגלה ותראה מלכותו עלינו בזמן קרוב, ויכון פליטתנו ופליטת עמו ובית ישראל, לכן ולחסד רחמים ולרצון ונאמר אמן. הכל הבגוד אלוהינו נוכבוד לתורה, יעמדו המשפחת בת המצווה עלייה לראשונה, ברוך שנתן תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו, for the אדוני לכם חיים כולכם היום. We invite for the first Aliyah, Grandma Elke Rothberg, Paula and Stephen Argentono, and the Mark, Ronit, Torin, Matan, and Liat.
Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amin, V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל אהרון ואמרת אליו, ועלותך את הנרות אל מול פני המנורה, יאירו 7 הנרות, ויזקן אהרון אל מול פני המנורה, אל הנרותיה, כאשר ציווה אדוני את משה. וזה מעשה המנורה מקשה זהב, עד ירחת פרחה מקשהי כמראה. אשר הראה אדוני את משה כן עשה את המנורה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, בחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
יעמדו Moshe bat Elka veYaakov ve'elam Tzvi ben Zmira ve'elisha ve'ari ben Moshe ve'elam Tzvi l'aliyah shniya.
Baruch Adonai mevorach leolam vaed.
Baruch atah Adonai. Baruch atah Leolam Ba'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, Ka et halviim mito b'nei Yisrael v'tiharta otam v'hotase lahem l'taharam hazeh alehem mechatat. Wait, am I reading the wrong part? Meheviru tar al kol b'saram v'hibsu v'igdehem v'yiteharu v'lahu par ben bakar umin hato sole belula vashamen ufarsheni ben bakar. Oh, I'm reading right. Tika lehatat. Where am I supposed to be? I'm sorry. Yes, I lost it. Oh, okay. Likrafta et halviim lifnei Adonai v'lif. Oh yeah, lifnei ohel moed. I'm sorry. Ohel moed. V'hi kehalta et kol adat b'nei Yisrael.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Tamon, 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 Bachurat bat han mitzvah Talia Ruth bat Moshe ve'lam tzvi la aliyah shvi'i rizki.
Oh wait. Okay. Baruch es Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai mevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol hamim avatan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Likrafta et halviim lifnei Adonai v'samhu b'nei Yisrael et yirehem al halviim v'heniv Aharon et halviim t'nufa lifnei Adonai ve'ed b'nei Yisrael v'hayu lavod et avodat Adonai. V'halvim yismehu et yidehem al rosh haparim v'ased et had et had ola l'Adonai l'haper al halvim. Where is it again? Okay. V'hamadeta et halviim lifnei Aaron v'lifnei vanav v'heinafta otam t'nufa l'Adonai. Okay, hold on. Is it v'hivdelta et halviim mito b'nei Yisrael. V'hayuli haleveim. Wait, just I start from here.
Baruch.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen.
Invite everyone to rise in gratitude for arriving in this moment, and we sing Shechianu, then the special first time of Talia be going to the Torah in recognition of her bat mitzvah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Yamdu Halim Nagbat Muligwila Tatorah. Elam will now lift the Torah, and Amy and Misha Kolchinsky will wrap the Torah. Push down. Vezot HaTorah Asher Samashah Lifnei Yisrael Yadonai Beyad Moshe. Hi, 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 hi. You can be seen. Hi, and I, and I, and I, Now, Talia is going to offer some words of Torah in a Devar Torah, which is like a teaching on the section, on the Torah portion. And so just want to make sure the Torah is set, and then we'll have her begin. What? Can I use that? The show.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
The characters in the Torah feel different emotions as a result of the various events that they experience. In my Bat Mitzvah portion, the Hatalocha, we see an example of a few characters who react differently to uncertain situations. Specifically today, we will explore how the Israelites, Moses, and God respond to their journey in the desert when it does not go according to plan. In life, we all face uncertainties, and the characters in this story help us understand 3 common ways we react to events we can't control. The first reaction we see in this parsha comes from the Israelites when they complain that they were more fortunate in Egypt with food. It is written in Numbers chapter 11, verse 4, quote, "The Israelites wept and said, 'If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish that we used to eat free in Egypt.' After they left Egypt, the Israelites complained to Moses that they were hungry for meat and vegetables, and were sick of having the same old manna for years on end." That's bread, by the way. While they thought that after they left Egypt, their lives would be much, much better. That did not end up always being the case. So the Israelites were frustrated with the fact that this new life wasn't what they had hoped for. I am sure we can all think of a time when it was our first instinct to complain about something uncertain, and these verses emphasize that this is, in fact, a natural reaction. Because of the Israelites' incessant complaining, Moses undergoes his own emotional response that differs from the Israelites. The journey ended up being not what Moses was hoping for, i.e., an easy trip through the desert to Canaan. It ended up being more of a challenging journey through the desert, especially with the Israelites breathing down his neck. Moses grew doubtful in his ability to guide the Israelites through the desert, as he says, quote, "I cannot carry this burden all by myself." Or Hazzan, 18th century rabbi, indicates that Moses told God that his refusal to carry the load all by himself was not due to a lack of goodwill to carry out God's assignment, but to his conviction that it was beyond his ability to do so. In other words, the unpredictable events caused Moses to be uncertain about his own ability to lead the Israelites. I can relate to Moses' doubt often when I'm in a group project at school, Weston Secondary. Throughout the planning process, there were several times where me and my group members become too indecisive about one idea. My response to indecisiveness personally as a group member, instead of wanting collaboration, depending on others like Moses, I want the opposite. I want to push the project along to completion and take charge if necessary to do so. One specific example was when my team had to put together a solution for shipping waste in robotics after school. I'm sure we have multiple people in the crowd right now. One of you guys wave or something. Hi. My team had many disagreements about what the solution should actually be. I took matters into my own hands, that's what I think, and decided that the solution that we would make an eco-friendly boat model. It took a lot of time and dedication calculating cost, size, and materials. My team and I nearly regretted it at some times. But now, 7 months later, after our second and last competition, it still makes me proud whenever I think about it. It makes me go, wow, I did that, every time I see it. Just like Moses, my leadership style changed in a time of uncertainty. In my case, from a communal contribution to mostly myself, at least in some parts. Moses models for us that leadership styles can ebb and flow under times of stress, and a leader may act or think differently than they normally would. The Israelites complaining also led to God feeling different emotions from the Israelites getting very displeased. Because of the Israelites bickering, God felt very frustrated, and I mean very frustrated. In Numbers chapter 11, verse 1, we are told that the people took to complaining bitterly before Adonai. Adonai heard and was incensed. A fire of Adonai broke out against them, ravaging the outskirts of the camp. God became so frustrated that it manifested in a fire around the camp to bring fear into the Israelites. From God's perspective, God got them out of Egypt in the first place, and felt as if the Israelites should have been more thankful. Additionally, there was a second punishment that stemmed from God's frustration, namely when the Israelites complained about the lack of meat. God instructed Moses to tell the Israelites that God, quote, will provide meat. Tell them it will be so much meat that they must eat it for a whole month until it comes out of their nostrils and makes them nauseated. This punishment was born out of frustration for the Israelites complaining and the stress circumstances in the hopes of teaching the Israelites a lesson to be grateful for what they currently have, to be out of slavery. Again, I am sure we can put ourselves in God's shoes in this situation and understand God's exasperation in this moment, as we all get angry when we are left unappreciated. That's a real quote from the Torah, by the way. Can I just say that? That's a real quote. Okay. In life, we all face uncertainties. The characters in this story help us understand 3 common ways we react to events we can't control. The Israelites complaining, Moses being uncertain, and God getting aggravated. The Israelites complained about the life they used to have in Egypt. Moses was uncertain whether he could lead the Jews successfully through the desert. And God got angry because of the Israelites being difficult. So why is this relevant to me as I'm becoming my bat mitzvah? Well, this is an important subject to focus on, to not be afraid to let our feelings out. We all may have those moments when people or events trigger our emotions for the worst or for the best. And we have to allow ourselves to feel our emotions and respond accordingly and appropriately. This is certainly a message I'm going to take with me in the coming of age. There are many ways you can let your feelings out. Depending on the type of person you are, you can surround yourself in a good environment, talk to someone who's always got your back, and any other way that you, yourself, sees fit. And no matter who you are, you deserve to let your feelings out and just be you. Shabbat Shalom.
Asher Koach. We say, instead of clapping, it's not a performance, we say Yasher Koach, all the power to you. And I'll invite everyone to please rise. Misha Berach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah v'Karach Havaleah. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless Talia. Talia Ruth Masha ve'Elam Tzvi, who has come forward this day to the reading of the Torah in recognition of her desire to live a worthy Jewish life. Talia, you have grown up in this community, and you arrived to this moment of Bat Mitzvah ready and able to stand up for who you are and become a full counting member of the Jewish people. You are a young woman who is filled with levity and ease. You are a trusted friend and companion who loves to make people laugh, and you are always invested in being inclusive and making people feel at home. May God bless you with the faith to believe in who you are, to listen to your inner voice, and to follow your passions to be who God put you on this earth to be, the one and only Talia. May you continue to have the extraordinary gift of being countercultural, even in your own family, of turning down the intensity a couple of notches, of diffusing tough moments with wisdom, and of meeting seriousness with a bit of goofy. May your love of discovery not only be in science, but in meeting yourself and the world with curiosity. Talia, you taught of all the various emotions that came out for Moshe, the Israelites, and God as they made their way to the Promised Land. May you find in the uncertainty of life that you have trusted support to hold you up when you feel broken. May you awaken righteous indignation in the midst of injustice and indignity. And may deep love and compassion be emotions that you readily express and receive abundantly in return. Talia, you said that you wouldn't really be you if you weren't Jewish. May your Jewish life, your connection with the Torah and community be at the essence of your identity, and may it be a source of guidance on your journey. May you serve God with all your mind, your heart, and your soul to make a world that is one of dignity, justice, and peace. May God continue to be with you and in the life that lies before you, just as God has been with you from the day of your birth until now. May it be God's will that you continue to grow in body and spirit, in wisdom and humility, in the love of all creatures, in faithfulness and courage, surrounded by your beloved family. And may you always be regarded as gracious and wise in the eyes of God and all humanity. Yivarchech Adonai v'yishmarech, Ya'er Adonai panav elach v'chunek, Yisa Adonai panav elach v'yasem lach shalom. Seder Achnasat Torah, we're going to return the Torah to the Ark. I'm going to invite the Peel family, Stav, BJ, Maya, and Lila to come open the Ark. And we turn to page 221. Page 221.
We've been standing for Chatzi Kaddish before the Amidah. You find the Chatzi Kaddish on page 222. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ועלמה דברה קירותה וימליך מלכותה בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמלקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דם ים בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
We face towards Jerusalem, Yerushalayim towards the east, page 223. אתה גיבור לאדם אדוני מחיי ביתי אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל מחכה חיים בחסד מחיי ביתי רחמים רבים סומך נופלים רופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך באר גבורות ומי דומה לך מלך ממיץ וחיים מצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום ככתוב על יד נביאך אל זה ויאמר
נקדש את שמך בעולם כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום ככתוב על יד נביאך וקרא זה אל זה ואמר
קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוא כל הארץ כבודו
קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות מלוא כל הארץ כבודו לעומתם ברוך יאמרו
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו ובדברי קודשך כתוב לאמור
ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון לדור ודור הללויה
ימלוך אדוני לעולם אלוהי ציון לדור ודור הללויה לדור ודור נגיד גודלך ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד כי אל מלך גדול וקדוש אתה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue silently on 226.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Page 230, Kaddish Shalem. יתגדל ויתעלה שם ברבי, ויעמד עם אחריתי, וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וימחון ובחיי תחום בית ישראל, בגדלה ויצלון קריבי, אמרו אמן.
אמן. יהא שמרבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי קודשה. ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תוש ברכתה ונחמתה ובינם בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
תתקבל צלומתו דכל ישראל קדמון משמיה ואמרו אמן.
אמן. יהא שלמה רבה משמיא וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
עלינו, page 231.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ.
כן, נקבל לך תמלוך עליהם חודשי חיים.
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
I invite all those who are in mourning or marking a yard site, the anniversary of a death, To remain standing, everyone else can be seated and turn to Mourner's Kaddish on page 232. 232. Yitgadal v'kadash shemei Rabba v'amad yivrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael b'gala v'zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba v'rach le'olam od le'omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei l'kodesha brechu le'elam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran v'ama v'yimru amen. Yehei shnama Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. Shabbat shalom to everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
And Mazal Tov to Talia, Melissa, Elam, and Ari. Yes, you have something to say? Oh. We'll do it at the end, okay? Can always count on Talia to just it was Ari's fault. It's always Ari's fault. Is it not always Ari's fault? We're having emotions. Are we having emotions? Well, Mazal Tov, we will have our moments for candy throwing very shortly. Do you want any directions for people to make their way somewhere?
Yes, there's going to be a bus waiting on front to take folks to the venue. Uncle BJ will be escorting that on part of us.
Okay. Everyone will make their way outside and meet their next stop. And now we'll invite Talia up to conclude with Gesher Tzar Ma'od, which is found on page 82.
So it's on page 82. If you're going to follow the song, it's on page 82. On the left side of the page, the third song, you have both the Hebrew, the translation, and the transliteration. סימן טוב ומזל טוב, מזל טוב וסימן טוב. והעיקר